Oh boy.
Weird being out here for this.
Did you pick that?
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the pregame show. Let's go! Let's go! The studio, the Studio B. Studio B because Broncos just get a win. They go on a 5-game win streak. They get it, man. They get it. Nuggets on a lose streak. Broncos on a win streak. We'll swap with them.
Also, the game just ended.
Then it just ended. But tonight is the first ever Jokic Wemby Bowl. Kind of excited for that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to take a little stroll down memory lane and look at Jokic going up against some big-time centers in their debut matchup with Jokic.
Memory lane.
Memory lane. We're also going to build a bench. This is a tough task, a really tough one.
We might be on segment 2 for a while.
I think we're going to fly right through it and just be like, you know what?
I thought we were building a bear.
Nah, yeah, that's where I got the idea. And then, of course, later on, we're going to try to make some money with our guest handicapper today, D-Line Co. But first, let me introduce my panel over here.
Great to be here.
I got Harrison Wynn.
Broncos going to win. Avs got the win last night. Nuggets, pull your weight. Like, come on. Pull your weight in this city right now. Like, it's time. It's time to snap out of this funk.
What have you done for me lately? It's all about what have you done for me lately. And then over there, D-Line Co.
I never thought I'd live in a world where the Denver Broncos were vibier than the Denver Nuggets. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm happy and distraught at the same time. I was at the tailgate today. We throw a very popular tailgate. I was there, and
some say it's the best.
And then everybody walked up to me. They're like, "What's up with the Nuggets?" I'm like, I'm just trying to enjoy my day, man. I don't know.
I know. You always have to have a response ready, though, when the Denver sports fan walks up to you at a public place and goes, "What's up with the Nuggets?" You got to have like your 30-second response ready.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Jamal's hurt.
There you go. So that's a great response.
It seemed to satisfy everyone that asked.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're also 10-6, which is like they're third in the West. It's not that bad. I think they're one half game back or one game back.
The problem is that like it was so good and so bad. And like in years past, it's kind of been like, yeah. But this was like, oh, God.
Wayne, what do you have for game notes for us?
A full injury report heading into this game. Let me get you up to date on it. Aaron Gordon was questionable coming into this game. He's going to be out, though, with a right heel strain. He's missing his first game all season, guys. Other guys on the injury report, Peyton Watson, who popped up middle of the day today with an illness. He's questionable, but is going to play. Same goes for KCP, Reggie Jackson, and Nikola Jokic with low back pain. All those guys were probable, other than Peyton Watson, but they are all going to play.
So they're playing hurt.
Yeah, playing hurt.
Nothing but heart.
Yeah.
Grit.
Michael Malone also said that Jamal Murray is, quote, ramping up for a return.
Okay.
Yeah, in the pregame, he seemed pretty optimistic about him. Said he watched him and he looked great. He says he looks great. I don't know. He did the thing. Michael Malone always phrases it this way if you pay attention. I don't know if that means he'll be back this week, but we'll just have to wait and see.
He's coming back this week. Let's go.
That was my
Malone's like, Jamal, get your ass ready to go.
Dude, it turns out Michael Malone is the greatest poker player if you play him one time. But if you play him twice, you're like, I know you're lying. So I'm going to call.
All the tells down.
Spurs, though, they got off to that hot start. What's happened since?
They've lost 11 games in a row, Adam.
Oh, man.
11 in a row.
Wait, they've already played one team with 11 straight losses.
The second team in the span of like 4 games they're playing that have lost 11 games in a row. But I will say their last 2 games have been pretty close. They lost 109-102 to the Clippers, and they also lost 118-112 to the Warriors. So they're getting closer to a win.
Dude, the only team that they can beat with any sort of regularity is the Suns, turns out.
Dominate them. I really hope that Ball Arena does not boo any Spurs players tonight.
Who could they possibly boo?
Well, just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. We're here to enjoy
Zach
basketball.
Collins, don't do it.
Oh,
that's not
you
us.
kind of actually.
Is
you know
that
what?
Not us?
Boo Zach Collins. Now that I think about
Who
it,
is that?
We might get berated by Greg Popovich.
But
then after the game, did you see he said it was because you don't poke the bear?
Man, what a bullshit
dude!
answer.
Somehow he made it worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm over it.
Sounds like it.
Guys, but the Spurs, they have been very bad this season. Like I said, they've lost 11 in a row. They're 29th in offense, 27th in defense. They have the worst net rating. They have a worse net rating than the Washington Wizards.
No way.
How is that
Every
possible?
time I look up, the Wizards are losing by 50.
I know.
So I
don't know how it's possible, but they have a worse net rating than the Wizards.
The Wizards always score 108 points and lose by 30. It's really amazing.
It's magic.
Yeah. But Victor Wembanyama comes into this game averaging 19 points per game. Not the most efficient 19 points, though. He's at 43% from the field, 27% from three, 9.5 rebounds, 2.5 blocks per game. And he plays Nikola Jokic tonight for the first time.
Man, that's exciting. Jeremy Sohan at point guard, as always. Also, you have that down there. Really,
What are they doing, man?
Trying to lose.
They're trying to get Wemby.
They already did that.
Oh Jesus! Don't. Oh no.
Yeah. Is Cooper flagging this draft coming up?
No, I think he's
in the next one. He's not at Duke right now, is he? No, I think he's still in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he still has a while.
nice
So it's not him.
They're looking to get Isaiah Stevens out of the
There you go.
Colorado State University.
Yeah.
Look, man, this is one of those ones. I have been, I think of all the panel, I am the furthest in the nothing about this season has surprised me yet. I think all of us are this way to some degree, where it sucks that they're this bad over the road or this, that. But to me, it's more about, it's less about something. You know, I don't think the bench is hopeless. I don't think Denver needs to make big trades. I don't think any of that. I just think that they lost a player at the exact moment when they got a really tough road schedule. And they played all good teams, and they lost to them, some in bad fashion, some in close fashion. But to me, I just kind of think that. That being said, the Spurs suck. You are at home. This is one where I'm like, if they lose this one, I'll be a little bit more... Again, I don't think it will mean anything on the overarching thing of the season, but I will look at it and be like, yeah, they're in a tailspin, and now I'm starting to get nervous.
Yeah, this is one of those that is almost set up for the Nuggets to get. You're coming home after a long disaster road trip where you go 1-4. You're playing the worst team in the league. You just haven't played at home for a while, so there's just going to be a little more juice. The atmosphere should be great at Ball Arena tonight. Sunday, earlier start than normal. Everything is set up for you, other than Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon not playing, for you to win this game. So it's like... This is one, yes, you need to get.
Yeah, also, Eric, real quick, they play tonight. They play tomorrow as well in L.A. They get a day off. They play Wednesday. They get a day off. They play Friday and then again on Saturday. So they have 5 games this week with 2 days off. It's just, they need to get this one.
I know. This is the craziest thing. This is like what happens with the NBA season where you're like, they just need a break. It's like the first quarter of the season. They don't need a break. Like, but it's just like you never get a break. That's the whole point. It's just like an unrelenting war of attrition. That's how it goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I am now immune from freaking out about the Denver Nuggets early in the season. It's annoying, and it's like, you know, I don't like going like in this stretch. It feels like it's been kind of hopeless in a way. It just feels like oddly. Futile, which is bizarre. The only thing, like, I am nervous about the bench. Like, I am very nervous that guys have been given opportunities and done so very, very little with it. You know, it's like, usually there's something you're like, okay, you know, and I don't even know what that is right now. I mean, like, maybe Strother, he has not been very dynamic though. Like, Zeke really seems like he's regressed, and that to me was the biggest question mark. The backup 5 was the biggest question mark coming into this year, and it is still a massive question mark. I don't know what the answer is, even when the rest of the schedule or the roster is set. Like, I don't know, man. It feels bad.
Well, let's try to fix it then. Let's build a bench. Because tonight really is, you know, you're at home. I will say this. I do think some of this is being on the road. Like, your bench is going to play a little bit worse. But building a coherent bench is so hard, man.
Yeah.
This is a really tough task because you're factoring in. I have ideas for what I think long-term I hope the bench becomes, but they're reeling. They just need to stop the bleeding and get a win.
Or a basket.
Or for example, just like
one basket
10 points. Can we get like 15 points off the bench
Let's
tonight?
start with 1 basket, and then we'll go to 2, and then 3.
Yeah, dude, like baby steps.
Start us off. Build a bench for me for tonight.
for tonight. Well, first I'll say that the starting lineups have dropped. And
Okay. Oh, this is actually...
like we thought might happen, Justin Holiday is starting tonight alongside Reggie Jackson, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., and Nikola Jokic.
Just like we drew it up.
Yeah.
Just like you drew it up in the day one.
This is how I thought Michael Malone would go once I saw that Aaron Gordon was definitely out.
I think that makes sense.
Here's the thing about this specific thing with the starters. Wembanyama is going to be guarding Michael Porter or Justin Holiday, one of those two guys, because he guards the 4. Aaron Gordon's a better player, but that's kind of a nice guy to say, hey, if you're going to roam the paint and try to play help side
Keep
defense.
this guy out of the paint entirely, right.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm intrigued. But on the other side, who's guarding Wembanyama? Is Michael Porter guarding Wembanyama tonight?
And is like Wembanyama going to send a Justin Holiday
he's
shot attempt
covered.
into the 4th row from behind the arc? It's possible.
All right.
So my second unit starts with Jalen Pickett.
Hey, you're on the picket line still?
I'm on the picket line, baby.
Oh, baby.
That thing's been pretty empty.
Yeah. My second unit starts with Jalen Pickett.
Okay.
Hey, nice this is a nice looking graphic.
With
Kale.
Jamal Murray out, I want Jalen Pickett running the second unit. I don't want to keep doing this thing where Reggie Jackson starts and then Jalen Pickett comes in and then Reggie Jackson comes back in with the bench. Then he comes back in again with the starters to end the half. I want Jalen Pickett running the second unit.
Man, I think I like yours better than
What's
mine.
Jalen Pickett's best skill? Setting up open
threes.
shooters. I give him the Nuggets 2 of their best three-point shooters in Julian Strawther and Michael Porter Jr. I also give them maybe their best perimeter defender in Christian Brown. And then I give them their best option at backup center D-line, Aaron Gordon, who is, of course, out tonight.
So
There's nothing you can put in that 5 spot that makes sense. Like,
Nothing.
Here's the thing. I love this except for the Aaron Gordon piece. Aaron Gordon is the best answer. And if we're really just doing just tonight, I could get on board with this, although he's not playing. But I could get on board like desperate times. Here's the thing, man. Aaron, you don't want to take away your best punch.
It's exactly
Aaron
it.
Gordon and Yoke, I just want them playing together. We got to find
It's
a
exactly
solve.
it.
I loved what you're doing. Putting length, switchability next to Pickett and saying, let's just see if this works. But it does suck that you're like, just swap him for Zeke. And now you're like, I don't know.
I mean, that is because I have very low confidence in Zeke Naji right now.
I
And
can't believe where we are.
I don't have much more confidence in DeAndre Jordan. They don't have another backup center on the roster. He was really my default
Dude,
option there if I'm looking to piece together a good bench.
This exercise was much more revealing and terrifying than I ever expected. I was like, oh, yeah, and then I'm like, oh, God.
Well, let's see what D-line did.
Yeah,
here.
what did I don't even remember what I came up with. Let's find out together. All right, so I've got Reggie Jackson. He's the only person that I feel good about running the second unit.
Who's starting?
This is maybe a stagger situation. I mean, truly, but that's just it. Like, are we talking about this is for tonight specifically?
Yeah.
Well, Wins is out because
Well, he didn't know.
well, this is what I like with the second unit though. I would prefer more often than not Reggie Jackson run it because
I think
he's
we
the
saw
only.
this exact lineup last game.
I mean, every configuration sucks. Like it's all been bad.
It was a minus 20.
Here's what I'm looking at. Like I'm
This is
looking at
which way would you like to get kicked in the nuts
yes, dude.
tonight?
Like
Which
so,
way?
Reggie Jackson has the ability to do some playmaking and shoot. It can also go very sideways with him. I'd like KCP at the 2 because you get again some outside shooting and another key defender. Strawther, I'm just hoping this man can start to get some shooting, start to catch fire. P-Watt, be the defender that we want you to be. Like defend that 4 a little bit, be a little switchable, and then I just didn't know who else to put it in the 5. I don't have any other options. Like I was like,
How close were you to going to J Huff?
I was just gonna leave it blank, dude.
The crowd would have loved that one. I'll tell you that.
We've seen positive returns with KCP being the stagger guy. Like I've liked what I've seen out of that. You don't want to burn your starters out though, playing too much with the bench. Like it's just like out of these bench players. I mean, probably Christian Brown should be in there somewhere. Probably.
I don't know though. Here's the thing: Christian Brown is the best bench player with Jokic, and he can replace KCP. So for me, I think KCP is the most if you stagger him with the bench, you don't lose anything from the starters. It's not because he's not great. It's just because you can afford to put him there. And then he has shooting, which you kind of need somebody that can just make an open shot on that group.
Yes, it's
so
important.
to me, KCP is the most likely guy. If I go to my stagger here, look, Zeke Naji, because you gotta. There's no way around it. I did all the stuff you did where there's no way to get around it.
I found a way around it.
Give KCP to the bench. Tell him, okay, play the defense, knock down the threes, give him Strother. You got 2 shooters. Justin Holiday's a career 39% shooter. He's kind of also a shooter. That's 3 shooters around Zeke Naji there. And then look, Jalen Pickett has not done anything to earn these minutes, in my opinion, to keep going forward. But I do think that there is something too. You put Reggie down there as well, and you're just kind of doing the same thing. Like, okay, now you're taking away from the starter. Are you just not playing a backup point guard? I don't think you can do that. And if you're going to try to set up Pickett, one, all these games he's played, except for one, has been on the road. Maybe you come home and it's a little bit, it's easier for young guys to play at home. And then give him 3 shooters. Just give him full spacing and see if it works. At least for tonight, I think it's your best bet. Again, do I love it? No. Would I bet my life that this is going to work?
We are definitely going to see 0 minutes of this lineup tonight, or 0 minutes of any of our lineups.
Or you'll see 30 minutes and we'll get 0 points out of this lineup. I mean, we are in bad shape when it comes to the bench.
Well, Peyton Watson's out and Aaron Gordon's out, so
Peyton Watson's
he's in.
Oh, Peyton Watson is in, so he will probably.
He was out of our graphics though.
The only person that turned in a graphic that could never happen was Wind.
Yeah,
AG is out.
Wembanyama, guys, tonight making his debut in Denver, and I thought I'd go a little history of Jokic teaching rookies, giving them a welcome to the league. We all remember DeAndre Ayton. You guys, first time in Denver, DeAndre Ayton, Jokic goes for 35, 11, and 11 on 11 of 11 shooting.
Pretty good.
Welcome to the league, rookie. Alperen Şengün, Jokic goes for 28 and 14 on 9 of 15 shooting. I remember Şengün being okay in that one. Chet Holmgren earlier this year, 28, 14, and 5 on 12 of 16 shooting. Jokic plus 21.
And then Jokic said in the presser that he should get fatter.
He should get fatter.
he's never told a lie, D-Line.
As a joke, and Chet kind of was offended by it.
I don't think that was a joke.
How could Chet get fatter?
Because you just get the
He
OD
needs
hang
to
pulls.
get fatter. He needs to put on weight.
You start snacking on OD hang
If you
pulls.
guys remember Walker Kessler, this happened last year, the first game of the year. Jokic had 27 points on 12 of 17, and I remember the coach in the post game saying, Walker Kessler came to me and was like, "Coach, I'm trying." And I was like, dude, this is you're not going to get any stops. This is how it works. But they did beat Denver. We remember.
We were live on the internet.
Derek Lively this year, Jokic 33, 14, and 9 on 14 of 16 shooting.
Is that his real hair? I feel like I would have noticed.
That is a hilarious photo. Where did you get this photo?
That's his official NBA.
That's the worst he can look.
They must have not had any hair or headbands available.
He looks like
That's incredible.
He looks like Mysterio from. You remember that show where they were teaching how to pull women?
Yeah. Oh man, what's it called?
The pickup artist.
The pickup artist. Yeah.
This guy looks like the pickup artist. He's gonna neg me.
And then James Wiseman, 23 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists on 8 of 16 shooting. The thing I take away, this is the last 3 years. A bunch of younger players. The thing I take away, Jokic shoots like 90% when he goes up against these young guys for the first time.
Yeah, and a big reason why is because a lot of these guys enter the league skinny as hell.
Yeah,
skin and bones, man.
Yeah,
Chet, Wiseman. Even Walker Kessler, Lively, the pickup artist. These guys are so weak inside, and Jokic is arguably the strongest player in the NBA. And in a lot of these games, my memory of it is just going to work on the block and just pinning these dudes under the basket, and there's nothing they can do about it.
You know who Jokic would crush in his first game?
Who's that?
Young Jokic. Young, skinny Jokic would come in the league, and this version of Jokic would just destroy and completely send him home miserable.
Jokic struggles with Jokic-type players.
It's true.
Sabonis, Şengün, he can't stop his own powers. Is Wemby Jokic going to be a rivalry dealer?
No. Nope.
Never?
So. No, I don't think so. He's a 4. Wemby's a 4.
It's kind of true. Like
he'll eventually be a 5, though. I think.
I don't know if that's true. Like Kevin Durant has not gained 1 ounce since he's been in the league.
He's stronger though.
He's stronger, but
by a lot.
But he's not strong.
He kind of is.
He
doesn't get pushed around.
If he was a 5, he would.
Well, yes, if he was.
But that's what we're talking about. Like him turning into a 5. Like I don't know that that's going to happen. Like to me, he's so slight of frame, and he doesn't look like he has anywhere to put muscle on. I just don't think he'll ever be a 5. I think he's always going to be a 4. I think that he's going to be. It's going to be a. You mention it because it's like Jokic, Wemby, the 2 guys that represent their teams, but I don't know it'll be true rivalry in that way.
Yeah. And I don't know how long it's going to take for the Spurs to be a playoff team. To be anywhere near the caliber of team Denver is. It's obviously not this year. It's hard seeing it going to be next year. Like if I was the Spurs, I would have taken a Houston Rockets like approach to the offseason and tried to get a Fred VanVleet, like an actual point guard. But it seems like they're cool being terrible this year. And I don't know how much urgency there's going to be good next year. And by then, the Nuggets might have 2 more championships. So I just think it's going to take a long time, and you don't really see the path right now to the Spurs getting to the Nuggets level unless Wemby is just, an all-world type player in a couple years.
I think both of you guys are right that I think Wemby probably doesn't play enough 5 and like match up against Jokic too often to do it. Although I do agree with Wynn that I do think he'll move there eventually, at least in part. Like he'll probably be like an Anthony Davis type 5 where it's sometimes yes, sometimes no. So I do think he'll get there eventually, but it might take a long time. The team does seem like they're a long ways away. But I have a third reason.
He's French.
He's French. No, I
thought I had it.
That didn't seem like something Adam would pull up.
I think Wemby's going to be really good. I think he's going to be really good. I don't know that he's going to be an MVP. I think he might be more of...
What a loser.
Well, what I'm saying is everyone's like, oh, Wemby's going to come over. It's going to his era, this, that. And I'm like, I think he might be like a super Porzingis, where it's more of a guy that fits into a system but is not the system, and a guy that makes
He's not James Harden.
He's not James Harden.
Nikola Jokic.
He's not Nikola Jokic. He's not like that caliber of player, even in Embiid. I think it might be more of a Porzingis where you're like, oh, and now we have the best of a certain type of weapon,
right?
But it's not a system. And you can win a championship with that type of player. Like Porzingis has made the Celtics a whole new caliber of offensive threat. Wemby might eventually become that. But I think I might be a little more skeptical. I think a lot of what he does is spectacular, but not necessarily as all-encompassing and as impactful as I think most people expect it to be.
It's spectacular, but emphasis on spectacle.
Yeah,
it's like just a big guy that's doing something you haven't seen him do before. But it's not like an unstoppable force in the NBA like you would expect. Like when you see a guy, I mean, that all of the talk about Wembanyama, and obviously the book is not written on him, but just to this point, like you see a guy that big that is that mobile, you're like, he's just going to dunk the ball every time. He's unstoppable. This is Giannis, but bigger. But he's just like, he doesn't have that dog in him. He's dogless to this point.
See, the thing is, he does not have the dog in him yet. But as a rookie, Jokic had also like negative dog in him.
Is that true?
I don't think he had negative dog in him, but I
don't think it was true.
Yeah, because he didn't get bullied around. Like, I mean, it's just, we'll see. I'm
serious. I think Jokic was tough. I mean, he always was tough. He just
you think he's significantly tougher than Wembanyama is right now?
Oh yeah,
as a rookie.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're misremembering it a little bit.
No, there's no chance I'm misremembering Jokic.
Okay, but I think Wembanyama can absolutely develop a dog in him.
It's possible,
just like Nikola Jokic developed more and more of a dog in him as the years go on.
I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, the book is not written on him at all. Sure. It's just like, it is surprising to me that he is coming in this bereft of dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you think just by, like, Yusuf Nurkic, for example, comes in early, just a big guy. He's lived his whole life just as a big guy. Everyone's scared of him. He was tough early. He was pointing DeMarcus Cousins' face. That was like his rookie season. Like, Wembanyama, you think he just will come in and just intimidate people because he is so large, but that's not happening. He's doing things that are impressive, but it's not nearly to the level I was expecting. So I'm actually with you.
For me, it's less about the dog factor though, and more about like Bol and the empty gym is honestly, you look at it and you go, how is this guy can never miss? Look at that crossover. Look at the stuff
you're like, when's Bol showing up to this empty gym? He said he was going to be here 3 hours ago.
But he's got like side steps and step backs and stuff, and every now and then it pops its way into a game, and you see it, and you're like, man, why can't he do that all the time? And the reason is because you just get into a space, and now all of a sudden that like fancy dribbling and stuff doesn't quite work when you have to dribble it 8 feet in the air because of how big you are. And there's ways you can take it away. And it was the same with Porzingis. Like Porzingis had a lot of this early on where people were like, man, that crossover sidestep is unstoppable. And it's like, actually, it's stoppable. You just have to get physical with him and he can't like do anything else to you. And I think that there's going to be a little bit of that with Wembanyama where he hits these awesome threes and off the dribble stuff and it looks awesome. And you're like, why doesn't he do that more often? And it's because he can't and probably never will be able to.
And it's like, because we have Jordan Poole to do that. Like this guy's 7'4". Like just don't do that.
Yeah. So I don't know. But again, I don't want to make it sound like I think he's going to be bad. Porzingis is awesome. And if you're a super Porzingis, then you're like a top 20 player in the NBA, maybe even a top 10 player in the NBA.
But you can't be the foundation. You can't be Shaq.
You can't be exactly. You can't be Shaq.
Dude, it's funny you brought up Kevin Durant. Because I could actually see Wembanyama having a very Kevin Durant-like impact on the team he's on.
I think you're right.
Yep.
Which is crazy because he's 7'4".
Yeah.
Dude, it's like what?
But the same stuff Kevin Durant does, I could imagine Wemby doing that same thing as his career progresses.
The only thing is that Kevin Durant is just such a better shooter, obviously. Than Wemby. Wemby can shoot it a little bit, but like
Wemby's going to be a great shooter. He's going to be an incredible.
You think so?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think he will be. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll find out. Guys, it's time, though, for us to open up the Bet365 Never Ordinary Sports app. And let's bet on this game. Let's put our money where our mouth is. We're so confident.
Where's the dog in him index?
Superstar Dev, take it away.
What an unbelievable letdown just to start it off. Guys, I'm here to get to the bet segment.
We're favored by 10.5.
Yeah, dude, we're going to do this together. I mean, listen. Not everyone can be Jokic and not everyone can be Dev. You know, like so we're gonna have to put this together. We're like the bench. We can't do this alone. So the first thing that I like tonight, knowing that Aaron Gordon is out, and the thing that I feel most strongly about is that Jokic is going to be all over the glass. He's going to be just devouring rebounds tonight. Like so much so that the line is set at 13.5.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
the
high.
Over is still in minus. It's like they fully expect us to have
Bet365 has had enough. They've had enough.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, 1 million, and it's minus 10. But all the same, like this is my absolute lock of the game.
Yeah.
I'm on this. There is a same game parlay boost that the good folks at Bet365 have offered to all of us. And in that same line of thinking, like you got to think the rebounds are coming. We all, I believe, think that the assists are going to come tonight as well with some shooters around Jokic that aren't maybe normally there. So the assists could potentially take an uptick. And so why not go for the triple-double? The people at Bet365 have given us a same-game parlay of Jokic to get a triple-double and the Nuggets to hit the money line, and that'll boost you up all the way to plus 120. It's that obvious to these people that he's going to get the triple-double. Like, last year, that would have been like plus 4,000, but we live in a new era where Jokic is just the presumed best player every night because he always is.
I kind of feel really good about the passing tonight. I mean, look, these things are always tough, but just knowing that they're going to a more shoot-heavy offense, I just feel like he could get a lot of assists tonight. Spread that court out.
Yeah.
Go at Zach Collins.
Holiday over Aaron Gordon. Definitely an upgrade in the three-point shooting department.
Yeah. What else you like in here? You know, player threes. Can we go over to player threes and talk about this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Michael Porter at home playing little three. Play little four,
dude, where is Michael Porter Jr. right now? Like, I don't know who
in Ball Arena.
Are we sure? Is he
3.5?
I know
threes,
he's physically
plus
there.
money for 3.5 threes.
3.5, 4 3. Yo, listen, if Michael Porter Jr. is on, that's a guarantee. Is he going to be on?
I think he will be. I think this is going to be a big game for Michael Porter. I like his over threes, and I like his over 8.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
Rebounds I feel good about. Well, gosh.
Jokic getting all of them. Is he going to be getting them over Wemby? Can Wemby guarding him?
Yeah, see, I don't actually
the
like the
Spurs are
rebounds.
such a bad offensive team.
That's true.
There's going to be rebounds to be had.
That's a great take.
Yeah.
What about this one? Nikola Jokic, 1.5 threes. Is he going to be out 2 centers?
1.5 threes? There's
plus
a good
money.
Listen, they're going
At home.
to be drawing out Wembanyama with at the 4 position, Michael Porter Jr. Does Jokic want to make it a completely wide open, absolutely nobody at home?
Nobody
guarding?
to drive, though. Who's driving?
1.5? I don't know. The other thing, he has to make them.
Yeah.
Like, that's been a little tenuous of a proposition of late for Nikola Jokic.
Little back tightness, though. Maybe he's like, you know what? Let me try out my
I'm
3
telling
ball
you,
early.
The only thing I feel dead set absolutely great about is Jokic rebounds tonight. That's what.
What about steals? Jokic
over
steals. Do we
13.5.
like Jokic steals tonight going up against?
How many?
Let's see. The Jokic steals are at 1.5, but it's plus 165.
Is it blocks plus steals?
No, that's just steals.
Oh man,
You want to go blocks and steals?
Yeah, how hungry is the Cookie Monster?
How hungry is the Cookie Monster? I think he's hungry. 2.5 at plus 140.
2.5. Oh my god. They like pre-watched the show. They just like knew.
You know what? I'm going to take the
You're-
blocks
you're
and
in.
steals.
All
I'm
right.
in. I don't
You're
mind
in.
it. I'm going to throw some money on there.
Oh my God, who's scoring for the Nuggets?
What is Wembanyama's like points and rebounds combo? I'm taking the over on whatever that is tonight.
Yo, Jokic points is
Who is defending Wembanyama tonight is my question.
Oh my
Christian
God.
Brown.
The answer is maybe Michael Porter Jr.
You're right. This is going to be terrible in that way. Yep. Yeah, he's going to get a lot.
KCP steals.
On the other side of things, I'm taking Wembanyama.
KCP steals 1.5 minus 105. Do you like that? Young team. They don't really have a point guard.
I don't know. I don't love it.
Nobody likes any bets. All right, we're not betting very
All
much
we
tonight.
like, dude.
We're
We're not forcing it. Like we're trying to give out
I
winners
love
here.
Michael Porter Jr. points, rebounds, and Wembanyama points, rebounds. Love those.
There you go.
Points, rebounds.
Absolutely love it.
And points for Jokic. Jokic is going to have an absolute field day today.
I'm-
Points for Jokic.
Wemby in Denver for the first time to take on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. We're going to go downstairs to the bar and watch it. Guys, do us a favor, hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you on the other side.
Let's go.